guys, so today we're going to be looking at petty revenges. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. PE teacher kept making fun of me because I was not athletic and I made him vomit from exhaustion in front of the whole class. This was well over a decade ago, but I wanted to share. I was born with a congenital heart disease and had surgery as a kid. I'm completely okay, but sports was obviously not my thing. I was small, skinny, and clumsy because I never really could do the typical outdoor stuff like most kids. Got teased and bullied and all that. Typical for a geeky kid who doesn't excel with the football. In high school, we had a mildly problematic PE teacher, a typical sports dude who could make fun of the slower kids. I still remember how he ordered my overweight friend to do a gymnastics jump from a trampoline over a stool, which he obviously couldn't do, and he fell so hard he cracked his head. Whoa! What the heck? Dude. What is wrong with the teacher? I found peace with myself long before and mostly didn't care and just took it. But it was stupid and I hated how he always encouraged the jock culture of making fun of the nerds. We would constantly do basketball or soccer/football. Thing about my specific condition is I don't do explosive and reactive sports at all, so I would have to sit down every few minutes to catch my breath. You would think what's wrong with that, but I was shamed about being the weakling of the class every week. By the teacher? Oh hell no. No. Seriously, how can you shame a kid for literally having a condition but they literally have to catch their breath? Oh my god, I just want to slap the teacher. I like sports though, a lot. I was just always told by my parents and doctors to take it easy. And growing up, I noticed I had no problem whatsoever with endurance and steady long distance efforts. As long as I don't go into red, I could keep it up for quite a while. So it's not a surprise I fell in love with road cycling. I was super skinny, couldn't sprint, but I could climb a long mountain any day, pacing myself and blowing nearly anyone off my wheel on endurance. I got myself a road bike and never told anyone at school about my rides. Here comes the revenge. We had a class sports day and there was a bus arranged to take us to the top of the mountain about an hour away, where we were to go on a hike. Our PE teacher said that if anyone wants, he would cycle up there and we could join him on the climb instead of the hike. I was the only one to volunteer. He was surprised and commented something to the effect of keeping up and not going to wait for you, but I insisted. He couldn't know I was more than capable to climb that mountain because he only saw me struggling with sports with him. He also couldn't know that was my home hill, literally starting a kilometer from my house. I did that climb 100 plus times and knew it blind. So the day arrives and I did my warm-up, nutrition and everything, as if it was a life or death mountaintop time trial, and rock up at the school in my full racing kit and my racing bike. I was 17, weighed 55 kilos and totally prepared. He was a typical middle-aged confident ex-soccer player, probably weighing 90 kilos on a standard mountain bike. Super perfect situation. He sets a relatively hard pace on the 10-kilometer flat before the climb, and I don't speak or take the front. I take my good time to get back on his wheel after intersections, and he probably thinks he will drop me the second we start going uphill. Then the climb starts and it becomes very apparent to me, but not to him, that he is near his limit, but that it's at least 5 kilometers slower than what I can do on that mountain. But I don't attack him. That would not be satisfying. Instead, I start bantering how someone's getting dropped today, and it would be embarrassing if the whole class sees how I beat him. And then I take over the pace and slowly start turning the screw on him. I went only a little faster, then a bit more. I knew after about 3 kilometers he was in the red, so I ease off, keeping him just slightly over his limit for the next half hour. I wanted to make him suffer but without dropping him. I let him recover for a tiny bit if he starts looking too bad, but then I will slowly push the tempo up to make it as painful to him as possible. We made it near the top together and I let it rip on the last 300 meters or so, and it was a typical humiliation attack every amateur group ride cyclist knows. He dropped like a stone. I got my revenge and was very happy with myself. He said something about his heavy bike and I kept my mouth shut. But it got better. On the top, he was clearly dead, so much so he had to vomit in the parking lot, and even if only a few classmates saw it, everyone knew. He had to sit out the hike after, and I just quietly sat there with him because I didn't need to do the hiker like he promised, and just looked at him enjoying this sweet revenge. I didn't say anything after that, nor did he. He never made any comments to me in PE class again. Lesson: don't bully your students, they might surprise you. Good! He deserved that. Why would you even bully your students? Like literally, you're a teacher. You should want your students to look up to you, not despise you, stupid. But seriously, deserved it. I hope his ego tanked a bit. You're old now. Seriously, you're old. Putting kids down to make yourself feel better. What a great person you are, seriously. Ugh. Entitled Rich Lady. I walked into a hotel lobby once to see an older lady lecturing the young front desk clerk because her premier parking spot was taken. She explained how it had been promised to her and her car group that they could have the prime parking spots because their car show was important in that town. Front desk kid did his best to calm her, but couldn't do anything about the open, non-reserved spaces not being available. Angry lady turned to me with the expectation that I would agree with her that she should have her precious parking spots. She said it needed to be fixed and she turned to me for support. I responded with, seems to me like you're feeling pretty entitled. She stormed out of the office and the kid was able to move on with his job. Yeah, go. Seriously, walk. Walk away. She literally looked at this person for support like, I'm right, right? No. You're an embarrassment. I hate people like this. Like, why are you trying to make this kid's life hard? Oh, seriously. Poor kid's just literally trying to do his job and he's getting yelled at. Oh my goodness. Sometimes some people just need a good slap. They just need to wake up. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.